Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Yesterday's daily, I mean, we know how yesterday's daily went. It wasn't very good. Well, you know, it's in my best interest to check. I don't want to appear salty, because I thought that we played okay on yesterday's daily, but we just didn't find the seam, and apparently the seam was extremely easy to find, so I must be, missing out on that one. Isaac, baby. Give me a moment here. I slipped, like, in a big way on the leaderboards here. Yesterday I came 3,594th, top 20%, but damn, dude, I was missing out. So I'm like 5.69th percentile overall, which has put me out of the top 100. Easy come, easy go, man. Easy come, easy go. All right. Well, we're trying to get back in here. We got to have a great run today in order to make something like that happen. It is Azazel down to upside down cross is Shoal. So I have an advantage in my pocket here, in that, you know, one of the top 70 daily players, Corey, aka Flackblag. He's one of my friends, and he told me that if you're going to Shoal or if you're going to Satan only. I can't remember. Is this 2 secret rooms per floor? Oh my god. I almost nearly walked into you. I almost nearly uttered a completely redundant sentence, but either way. He says if you're going to Shoal or you're going to the Cathedral only, it is technically better on points to go to the Void floor. So, you know, we are Azazel here. I am expecting that we have a pretty easy chance to get to boss rush and hopefully to kill Hush and stuff like that. And then the only questionable thing will be I guess. I mean, if the items are horrible, who knows? But if the items are good, can we reliably beat Hush? That can be tricky sometimes. I think I'm gonna go down to the next floor without using a bomb to look for the secret room, because I would like to use our bomb to find a tinted rock, I suppose, if necessary. Keys, more bombs, not necessarily bad. The other thing is, can we survive the Void floor and then beat Delirium at the end of it? And that's no joke. You know, the big negative that Azazel has is that, you know, obviously his damage is incredible, but he suffers in a big way in the range department, which really sucks for bosses that you don't want to get close to. So you don't want to get close to Isaac, you got to get close to Isaac. You don't want to get close to Gertie Jr., for example. You got to get close to Gertie Jr. I guess the benefit is we don't have to fight either of those in this situation. Well, Gertie Jr. maybe, but Isaac we don't have to fight because we can go to the Delirium floor instead. But Delirium is definitely a boss that, if possible, you would prefer to stay away from. I figured, why take damage? You know, it's not like we're using our Fool card to get out of boss rush. We might... Oh, self. Don't do that. I really thought that was going to be extinguished, but I actually, in my head, was like, hey, there's an obvious opportunity for a mistake here. Don't let it happen. And then I let it happen. But that's okay. That's just our curse room damage come home to manifest. Feels like I'm walking on sunshine. Relax. Which is essentially irrelevant. Well, so feels like I'm walking on sunshine. And bad gas. Okay, continue moving on here. Again, I don't know if there's 2 secret rooms per floor, if that's what Fragmented Moon does. I don't like to pause on dailies because I'm paranoid that I'm accidentally gonna press escape again and quit. There's no conceivable reason why we shouldn't have a chance to rank well today, and certainly the pressure's on. Now the question becomes, you know, are we better with the pressure on, or are we better with the pressure off? Honestly, I think, depends on how the mood strikes me. I could really do either or. Certainly wouldn't stop me from putting works well under pressure on my resume. I think that reflects well to employers. So we got Pentagram, a better deal with the devil chance, and a damage upgrade. I mean, there's nothing to sneeze at. The damage upgrade probably is more important. The small deal with the devil improvement might never manifest itself over the course of this run in a way that's actually meaningful for us, but I'm glad we have precedent. So we're at 3 minutes. This is like the most comfortable I've ever felt on a daily in Afterbirth Plus that we're gonna make boss rush. I mean, we've had some runs where it's been tight. We've had some runs where it's been like really easy. This one seems easier than any run we've seen before. And dude, if I could get through every single curse room without taking damage. Oh, you moron. was gonna say if I can get through every single curse room without taking damage, I'm gonna feel really good about myself, but Oh, I keep walking into the enemies myself. Alright. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. Obsessed fan with a mobile character, no tinted rocks, is not that bad. It's obviously not that amazing either. It's not really a nasty bug. Like, I'm not gonna act like it. That was, you got me trapped there. I'm not gonna act like it's the worst bug in Isaac history or anything like that, because definitely the void portal barely working probably takes that cake. But your brimstone laser fires as soon as you enter a room. I do not like this. I like to, you know, aim at an enemy and shoot it. That's why I charge it room to room. It's only for boss rooms, I think, that it fires, but that's okay. Alright. I'm not seeing the board well today. But we got a long run ahead of us, so don't let a little bit of damage get you 2 down so far. Do you open the shop or do you open a golden chest? Right now, I feel like I would rather open a golden chest. I might regret that, or, you know, reserve the right to change my decision depending on how these rooms go. Maybe there's extra consumables that we can take advantage of. I think the other thing worth noting is that we might be able... Well, I'm trying to think, like, does the self-sacrifice room have value for us? Probably not, unless we find it, like, on the womb 2 or something like that. Yeah, that's fine. And a secret room would be presumably over here. I guess, like, I've been talking about going to the void floor. What's more valuable, though? Going to the void floor... Ooh, it's pretty good. Hard to say, actually, here, because the Fate was really only an HP upgrade for us, whereas the shop could have been more valuable. But either way, we're through here with time to spare, without a doubt. No, what I was going to say is what's more valuable are our opportunity to fight Hush and then also do the entirety of the void floor, which is very large. Or is it doing a self-sacrifice room as late in the game as possible and then getting... you know, access to the lamp fight. I actually don't know. So we got a lot to tease out on this floor. It looks like we'll have an opportunity to maybe have a good spacebar item, because there is a library up there. Guppy Dream actually coming to, like, almost fruition in one single room. Certainly I am gonna take Guppy's head. And now, like, a book is gonna have to be pretty freaking solid for me to consider taking it over Guppy's head long-term, because Guppy's head just gives us so much flexibility there. Everybody's making it into that room, though. I don't see a way that you wouldn't. Also gonna come in here. I'm getting attached to this idea that we have to find a way to not take damage on that curse room, and to be honest with you, that's just stupid. It's gonna cost us time. We might as well just go for it. Especially given that, bad gas. Tears up. Great. Especially given that we're one Guppy item away, so the faster we can become Guppy, you know, it has an accelerating effect on the rest of our run. Presumably. First key I'm going to use for the item room, which is actually not a good idea. And I'm not going to patronize you by asking why, because you can probably see for yourself, but my idea was, we didn't know if there could have been... a secret room adjacent to our item room, which means that we could have gotten in there for 2 bombs instead of 1 key, and thus used our key to go to the, what is seeming to be a library instead. So, maybe a minor misplay there, because now we know the secret room is not there. But, again, I don't want to get mired in this idea that, you know, just because we now know all of the factors involved, that doesn't mean it was a bad decision. It was a bad decision. The right decision was different, and the right decision will remain different. So, do you go to the shop? That's our secret room. Do you go to the shop, or do you go to the library? Well, now we can go to both. That's the danger. As you get a little older, you take a little longer to finish your sentences a lot of the time, right? And then the factors have changed by the time you finish the sentence, and, you know, here we are talking about what are we going to do with our 1 key when we've actually got 2 keys. So I still like, as I always talk about on dailies, I think, you know, on today's daily, there's pretty much no conceivable way that if you were, like, doing this daily, you wouldn't be in a very similar boat that I'm in right now. So I don't think we've made our move towards, you know, being stronger than the average on this run just yet. But hopefully that'll happen. I mean, getting that HP from Fate might be a deviation, but everybody's going to be able to fly, so it's really just 1 HP. I didn't even charge up a shot on the way in here, because I didn't conceptualize that it could be greed. I mean, the money's fine. It more than pays for the key that we spent, but keys are kind of precious for us as well. So what's up next? Well, we will go to our library sort of situation right here, and I think we should at least play the blood bank some more. IV bag, maybe breaking potential, but, oh, this is so good. So we want Book of Secrets, we want Book of Belial, we want the Bible, and we want, Necronomicon. And the thing that's kind of cool about this is that, I think, well, first off, we got Bookworm for free, which is nice, but, beyond that, well, there's IV bag. Can we still... No, that'll still hurt us, but that's fine. I don't think we want IV bag, but IV bag might have some breaking potential associated with it. But it's not my ideal choice. Even still, the other thing I was gonna say is that what's great about that library is that all the books were kind of shitty. So I don't want to insult them too much, you know, for no good reason, but. We didn't really feel compelled to be like, oh, are we going to take Guppy's head or are we going to take, you know, the Necronomicon? It's a pretty easy choice. I would probably rather have Guppy's head than... Well, let me put it this way. I'd probably rather have Guppy's head twice than the Necronomicon once. And we can use Guppy's head 6 times for every time that we use the Necronomicon. So, it was a fairly easy decision to make from my mindset. I don't understand... Glowing Hourglass on dailies. You might say don't flatter yourself, you don't understand Glowing Hourglass at all. And you know what? There's no need to resort to personal attacks just because I did poorly on yesterday's daily. I already feel bad enough, you know? I slipped out of the top 100 because I didn't find... I kept acting yesterday like you guys are in a conspiracy. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. No, I think we're just not going to buy anything here. Everybody knew where that AWAS room, everybody knew where the self-sacrifice room was, dude. You might pull the wool over everybody else's eyes, but not over mine. But I think, in actuality, the fact that so many people found a way to do better is probably indicative of the fact that the seam was really obvious and I just missed it. Maybe by being an idiot, or maybe by trying to be too clever, which is its own special brand of idiocy. Yeah, that was well worth it, actually. I mean, I hate to be... I hate the feeling of restriction that comes from having 0 keys. Ooh, a Joker card is really good. We don't want it on this floor, but certainly on the next floor we're going to be stoked. Or the floor after, or, you know, 10 floors from now when it actually comes true. And you know what? I think I've gotten over the damage that I took earlier on this run. Obviously, like, it was completely unessential, but we've gone a couple of floors without really shitting the bed too hard. So I feel like I'm back on the horse here. Of course, I would have loved to have put down a run where we took essentially 0 damage, but, well, I want a solid gold toilet, but some things just aren't in the cards, are they, baby? It's my Austin Powers impression. Yeah, baby. I'm from London, isn't that weird? I don't know where that joke has no exit strategy. Alright, HP we may or may not want, I would say that essentially we just don't care. So I think I'd rather stay at 2 red hearts so we could have like a permanent Polaroid invincibility chance. The other thing is you get the added bonus, quote-unquote bonus, of not getting the item penalty for picking it up, but that is probably like 30 points. So 1 HP will usually be worth more, but in this situation I don't think it's I don't think it matters, to be honest. So we're going... Oh, I didn't want to give a key to the key gods. I would take Shoop de Whoop, I think, if we get it. We did not, but if we got it, it's an easy decision for me, I think, because if we get like a AAA battery or something like that, all of a sudden we can use Shoop de Whoop every single room. Our damage is 8, which is solid, and you know stands to gain more in the future. So for now, we are like at 12 minutes. Yeah, 12 minutes and 7 seconds. You know what? We got so much money. I would love to see an arcade here and gain access to that room. We actually have the unusual luxury, right now at least, of being able to spend pretty much as much time as we'd like on this floor. Now, we did spend 12 minutes on the floor, or on the Depths 2 last time. I'd like to not have a repeat of that, if possible. That was getting a little silly. What we're looking for, specifically, arcades, very important. Anything that could give us a guppy item, extremely valuable. There's our arcade. So that means we will, unless we get a blood bank on our first play, we'll be able to access the... It's still not that bad, but it hurts me a little bit. Now you have to question, like, how much do you even want this boss trap room? Like, if that's where the guppy dream is, then I'm going to feel real nasty about it, but... the idea is we could use our Joker card, lose some HP, and then go to it. And there's a 1/3 chance, roughly, that it was a waste of the Joker card that we could have used later. So I would prefer to avoid it if possible, but maybe... Ah, okay, so Mama Mega opens up boss rush for us. Do we care, I guess, is the bigger question there. I don't think we do. Because we're going to make boss rush open up regardless. So unless I'm missing something here. I recognize, by the way, that maybe you say, sure, you don't need boss rush open, but why not kill the rest of the floor? Or maybe you look at this and you say, sure, you don't need boss rush open, but why not drop Guppy's head and then take Mama Mega down to the void floor and kick some ass. And now you're speaking my language. Now you are speaking my language. So what's the opportunity cost on taking Mama Mega down several more floors? Basically, it's like a high-powered Pandora's box. Yo, come on with this. And what I mean by that is that it's gonna suck up all the value from being in our spacebar slot, which is not great for us. Well, it's free little Gertie, why not? Hey, little Gertie, won't you give me a sign? I'd do anything to make you mine on mine. Okay, that was a good joke, but I'm gonna continue to just do this first. So, I'm going to take Eye of Belial, and this is to basically give us permanent Polaroid invincibility, and then that allows us to get in here. So, the whole point of this was access to this room. Was it worth it? Well, we got a luck upgrade. We also got an Eternal Heart, which I didn't even see. I recognize, by the way, we can come back for this money later, but there you go, 2 luck upgrades. I think that this deal is actually, like, fine. But I am going to now, because we spent 2 HP, we got our second HP back. And that also came with a really nice speed upgrade, which I think will help us moving forward here. So, I'm going to buy Mama Mega. Here we go again. But I'm not going to use it. And we're going to get ready for our boss rush. At which point, what do I want on our boss rush? I mean, if we could get infinite range, that's one thing. Like, if we can get Brimstone, this run is now just about score chasing. It's already just about score chasing, except for the Void Floor and the Hush fight, I think. But we'd have a lot more safety if we had infinite range. So we'll take the Polaroid, so we can maybe get permanent Polaroid invincibility. We did get a deal with the devil. Was it a waste? I guess time will tell. And we'll take Infestation, which is basically an item that merely exists. So we are missing out in a big way on our flies. Especially because our damage is so good. Our flies also would have been wonderful, you know? But it is what it is. We're taking Mama Mega, and the idea is that this will hurt us now to pay dividends later, especially on the Void Floor, to just speed it up to the point where the only rooms we have to do are boss rooms. Now I am, as you might expect, kind of hopeful that we'll get a little bit of a better payout from the finish of this room. Keep in mind we're gonna have, I mean, if I'm being immodest, we're probably gonna have 99 cents for the Hush fight. Just kill this guy before the stain even gets to us. That was, like, real close. Okay, the stain is now lost. Okay, yeah, you're a really cool guy is what you are. Please, I can't hit the leaper from here. I can't hit the leaper. So with 99 cents on boss rush, you know, there's other things we can get down there, but we don't really want a spacebar item. Just any, like, raw stats are great right now. We do have multi-dimensional baby, but yeah, it is multi-dimensional baby. I actually said it by the right name for once, and that was more confusing for me than anything else. However, that doesn't give us infinite range. It just increases our range. Boss rush is usually, you know, a time for reflection. It's like the Thanksgiving of an Isaac run. And how do I feel about this one right now? You know, you got to focus on the good and the bad. The bad of this run is exclusively that I think I've taken some damage that it didn't have to be taken. Not a ton. It hasn't been like a complete clusterfuck, but there's definitely some hits that, I mean, there were no enemies even on the screen, so those ones are pretty much inexcusable. On the other hand, I think, you know, our decision-making process has been pretty good. We definitely took advantage of Azazel's power to make sure that we got, you know, the exploration bonus on every single floor. Pretty much handled secret rooms whenever we had bombs available, which was sadly pretty rarely. And again, I think our overall decision-making process has been has largely led to pretty good results so far. And apart from that, like, the other positive that's worth noting is that the run is just good. Like, it's Azazel and it's not bad Azazel. Like, I see no reason. Oh, that was dumb. I see no reason why we shouldn't be able to, you know, make the world our oyster on this run. We really got to rework that phrase, the world is your oyster, because, like, I feel like oysters are not the world's most beloved food anymore. People, like, I don't like oysters, they're too oystery, you know? You gotta eat their shithole when you eat them. You eat the whole organism, that's weird. Can I just get, like, an oyster fillet? I don't know why I'm doing a voice that's, like, like I'm not part of this generation. What the hell killed... Oh, he was standing on the spike, okay. Or maybe it was the fly, I don't know. Maybe it was obsessed fan, but... you know, we need, like, the world is your chicken nugget or something like that, dude. I don't know, I'm pro-oyster. It took me a while, though. How many times have I talked about oysters in Isaac episodes? You'd think... I've probably eaten oysters, like, 10 times in my whole life. I've talked about them in Isaac episodes, like, you know, 4 times per time that I've ever consumed them. But, I don't know, I feel like, there's a seafood marketing problem. People have the luxury, I guess, of not eating seafood, but, you know, you eat seafood once when you're, like, 6 years old, and you go, I don't like seafood, it tastes like the ocean. Yo, that's delicious, dude. You're missing out. You gotta, if you owe it to yourself, in my opinion. If you haven't eaten seafood since you were a little adolescent or a young teenager, it's been, like, if it's been 5 years or more, even if you're an adult, you should go back, you know, eat some crab, eat some fish. And if you ever say, I don't like fish, I don't know, the taste is just too fishy. First off, what kind of fish are you eating? Like a freaking anchovy or something? Secondly, it's fish. It sustained our ancestors, you know, for tens of thousands of years. The bounty of the ocean has been very generous to us. They're basically like animal plants. They just keep coming back. I mean, has a fish ever become an endangered species? Don't answer that question. I'm aware of the answer to that question. Chilean sea bass. Next question, Alex. That's... okay, yeah, I mean, this is actually really good. We'll take Plan C, and we'll take Empty Vessel. We'll get back to full HP, permanent Polaroid invincibility, and the ability to fly, which now that I think about it, probably isn't worth that much. But we get the invincibility from Empty Vessel, and we were able to do it and still get permanent Polaroid invincibility activated. It's just that the ability to fly wasn't worth much for us. Now, we could use Plan C against Delirium and hope that Guppy's Collar brings us back. I think that that is a stupid and wonderful idea that I'm not going to do because I'm not that big of an idiot. This narrow room, dude. Look, I'm not trying to say that you are wrong for not liking seafood. There are foods that I don't like. People go, oh, it's an acquired taste. They were right about coffee. First couple times I had coffee, it was for the caffeine, it wasn't for the taste. Now I love coffee. Or am addicted to it on a biological level, you know. But, you know, one and the same. The They were right about beer, although I didn't hate beer the first time I drank it. A lot of people I know treat it as an acquired taste. They go, oh, it tastes, this beer, it tastes so, it's poison. And then, you know, freshman year of college, you're like, this is the best drink ever. But then, you know, I've never liked mushrooms. I eat them probably once a month because that's part of adult life, dude. You go out to a nice restaurant, they're like, oh, we put some mushrooms on this for you. And you're like, all right, I'll give it a try. Maybe you are going to be the ones that convince me. Maybe you're gonna be the ones convince me. You're my mushroom guru, mushroom guru. What was that? That's a great question. Are we gonna do the 5 room? Yeah, dude. We need the exploration bonus. What that? Well, we don't need it, but I'd like it. What that means for me is I would like to get to that boss room as soon as possible, just so we're not in any rush to make it to the Hush fight. We've already been to a couple special rooms here. I feel like some of these rooms that we've been hit on, the enemies have been, like, super powered. Like, they're extremely asshole-ish right now. I mean, I might be a little bit rusty today, too. I'm not gonna deny that out of hand, but I don't know if Bad Trip hurt us because of invincibility there. Either way, I am, though, hoping for a little bit more leniency the further we get in here. So we know that the deal with the devil here doesn't matter. So this one's all about our boss item. I'd love a DPS upgrade. That's tough. But I think you take it. And the reason is, it ruins Empty Vessel. But then I'm going to come back. How much do I care about Empty Vessel? I think I care about it a decent amount. I'm going to open both these. Head of the Keeper is probably worthless. Oh, I hate that I did that, but I did it nonetheless. I think I'm probably going to pop the Joker card right away on the next floor. Beautiful. So we're Guppy. What Guppy do we want? I don't want any more golden chests, dude. We got so many. Just take this that gives you no benefit, but hopefully it doesn't create as many golden chests. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through. That was a very complex interaction that happened in a very short space of time. I placed a bomb with the intention being to blow up the demon beggar. Then the orange fire shot at me. So I backed off, and then I said to myself, we've still got time to push it in. And then I said to myself, haven't you taken enough stupid damage over the course of this run? This all happened in like an instant, mentally speaking, but well, do you really want to take more stupid damage for effectively zero reason? And the answer to that question, thankfully, my brainstem responded before the cerebrum could really get involved, and it said, no, I don't want to take any more stupid damage. And I respect my brain for that, thank you very much. So, I don't know if maybe this is where we're making the plays that that we're hoping the majority of the people doing the daily don't see. You take the Forget Me Now room, that's a bad trip. You sing the songs that remind you of the good times. You sing the songs that remind you of the best times. And then you get the Guppy Dream. In fact, you get the Guppy Dream, like, in a big way. If you really wanted more Guppy opportunities, here's your chance. So, I mean, it's awesome. The run is amazing right now. And certainly I feel vindicated for giving up Guppy's head. I'll feel even more vindicated if we can actually get Mama Mega to work. Which I think we will, but we haven't yet. So, let's not get too cocky. We have 11 bombs. We're not tight on time. As much as it might look like we are, I really don't think that we are. I just want to peep this room over here. I just figured, like, let's get a small exploration bonus if possible. And then we got the second secret room, perhaps. And, okay, disregard. Maybe secret room here, actually. Yeah, kind of weird, but 2 keys. Very useful. Alright, blast assist. Mostly we're thankful we've got the flies. Oh, and the invincibility doesn't hurt either. This time we didn't get HP. We got range and speed. And the range is more important, but simultaneously I think the range actually affects us less. The speed takes us to the cap now. So I think here we're going to use the sun. So just crack this. Pop the sun card. Now we know where we're going, and the whole reason for this is now I can plan this floor accordingly. Because believe it or not, I really think the run is going to start to move pretty quickly after this. Like, we are going to have to fight Hush, and that means that no run is going to move quickly, because we're going to have to, you know, take the 10 minutes out of our day to fight that motherfucker. But we're really, like, this is the last floor I expect to do. The last full floor, except for the Void, but the Void is kind of a special case. I think, at least. So once this floor is over, it's really just Hush and then whatever min-maxing we can do on the final floor. And really, I feel like on the Void floor, we just need to make sure our HP stays as high as possible. It's a tough call, but I think per throw is going to be better, but 2 of Diamonds is probably worth more points. 2 of Diamonds is probably worth more points. The idea here is that effectively we can spend 40-something cents. Well, we can spend 50 cents, basically. And not... excuse me? We can spend 50 cents and not have any point penalty as a result. We are going to do the double key room, never you fear. Now, do we want an Eternal Heart? We'll lose permanent Polaroid invincibility. We'll lose the value of Empty Vessel. But we'll gain HP that we can use for a future deal with the devil that, unless we get a Joker card, probably won't exist until... Well... It's a little tricky, isn't it? I do want permanent Polaroid invincibility. It'd be really important to get it to avoid... Let's just see, this feels like I'm walking on sunshine. It'd be really important to get it to avoid... Why are you the way you are? You just ran into the fire. It'd be really important to get it so that we can avoid consecutive hits. Something that could be very valuable for us to avoid on the Delirium fight in particular. I don't know, though. It's a tough call. I mean, I'm trying to spell out the advantages and disadvantages for you guys in a way that, you know, translates them from the understanding that I have in my brain right now, which is just not very communicable in an elegant fashion, at least. Here's the deal. If we take the Eternal Heart, we might be able to give it up on the next deal with the devil. The next deal with the devil would have to be on the next floor because the heart wouldn't have matured otherwise. So we're waiting on... I mean, we're still on good time here, thankfully. Thank God I didn't just talk about it for so long that we missed the Hush opportunity. But we could take an extra deal with the devil if we use the Joker card on the next floor is basically what it comes down to. But I don't know. I think I've just decided that... Like, what if we fight Krampus on the next floor? Then we're stuck without permanent Polaroid invincibility. I'd rather pay 3 Spirit Hearts and have a certain level of certainty. So don't go in there by accident. We want to fight Hush. And we don't want Guppy's Tail, so... Oh, it almost pulled me in! Okay. Damage penalty is... I mean, it continues to get worse, honestly. And I mean, for everybody, it will continue to get worse. But I think we might even be getting proportionally worse. So, the Wafer is way better than Concussive Tears. And, oh, they're both great. But I think you go Lusty Blood. I want to kill things fast. And then, Tarot Cloth. Tarot Cloth 2 of Diamonds means there is, like, no reason not to buy everything. That's just disgustingly good. So, if I guess first off, we'll use the Joker card. And we get 2 items I don't really care about. We can almost get some of them for free. But neither of them are worth taking a chance on it. The idea is we could just, you know, pick this up. We might as well buy a bomb, sincerely. And let's go see what we got out here. So we definitely will able that, or per throw the able. Turn it into Book of Sin, which is not good for us, because we can't take it to the next floor. Give us bad gas. So what do we want to take with us here? This was still very good. We just popped 2 of Diamonds. There's another 200 points or so. We get the Moon, and we have bad gas. And we're going to go fight the boss. Now, the big thing here is I want to take advantage of Empty Vessel invincibility as much as possible. Our damage is going to get pretty solid thanks to Lusty Blood. Oh, that was really bad of me, but... You know, people are going to take damage on this fight. The Hush is not the ideal boss fight for you to have when you're Azazel, so... I just accept that we're probably going to eat shit a few times here. As long as we can go down to the next floor with mostly full HP, I feel pretty good. And honestly, today's score, I think, is shaping up. I think we're going to be in the conversation here. It is annoying how one daily can, like... just throw you out. I mean, basically, I don't want to toot my own horn too much here. I have 2 bad dailies, and 1 daily that is not great. And the rest of them have been pretty good. You know, I got the daily that I quit because I wasn't even going to have time to finish it. I got the daily from yesterday, which is the legitimate me being bad daily, without a doubt. And then I have the daily where I played as the Lost, and I lost. You know, that's, and that was on the Hush fight, so even that wasn't that bad. And then the rest of the dailies have all been pretty fucking good. So we're suffering because of the fact that a couple of dailies were disproportionately bad. And I don't say that to throw shade at anybody that's higher than me on the leaderboards, because you guys have done better. You're subject to the same pressures. All I'm saying is I'm trying to get my own confidence back. How Northernlion got his groove back, you know? It's that old song and dance. Because after yesterday's daily, I was like, maybe I'm a charlatan. Maybe I've had disproportionately easy dailies, or dailies that are conducive to my own, you know, unique brand of whatever I'm good at in Isaac. And, you know, it's not that I'm good at dailies. It's just that they've worked well for me. And now I'm feeling better. Now, it sucks that we took 2 extra hits. I would have preferred to have not taken those 2 extra hits. We're out of here, though. Walk slowly into the portal. There we go. And we managed to make Mama Mega happen down here. This is another advantage that I think we've accrued for ourselves. So we'll do that. Pop the moon card. Probably going to blow that guy up, but we don't have anything to do with our spare keys anyway. So, again, don your blast shield. It's time for, thanks. It's time for, Mama Mega to shine here. Onsus, we'll look at it. That should allow us to hopefully fight Delirium later. So Yera's really good. Dagaz gets us to full HP. Hagalaz does not matter, so I'm just going to use it. We're going to take Yera, and we're going to take Algiz. So where can Delirium not be? Dude, I think Delirium can be like almost anywhere here. But we'll try this spot up here first. And we have this Tarot Cloth Algiz, which is going to be amazing for us. Okay, we will take it. I mean, I guess we probably shouldn't take it because we're getting a penalty without getting much of an advantage out of it. Hear me out here, though. I have a plan for what we're going to do here. I can't guarantee that I won't be fighting Delirium in any of these boss fights, right? So what I'm going to do is actually do all of the rooms before all of the boss fights. So prepare yourself for the most boring void floor of all time, followed by a Mega Man-esque, like Dr. Wily's castle, fight all the bosses in the game one after the other sort of situation. So I've got a sneaking suspicion that this might be our Delirium fight. And how are we doing point-wise here? I don't know if you get a bonus for killing Delirium. So we might be, like, where we are right now might be where we finish this run, basically. Every extra room gives us another 30 points, 40 points, something like that. And we're getting consumables as well, but I wouldn't anticipate that we're going to be at, like, 55,000. I would say that we're probably looking at being in the mid-40s, and that's pretty good. I think that that's going to give us a really genuine shot at being in a decent spot here. And at least like some mild redemption for yesterday's daily. If I could fall out of the top 100 and get myself back with like a top 0.5% daily on the very next day, I would feel better about myself. You know, you should find confidence from within. You know, if you're confident that you're a cool person, you know, you do good in your life, you shouldn't let other factors get you down. But if you're a scumbag like me, and you exclusively derive your value on a self-confidence level from how others perceive you, then you gotta back it up with results on the daily. I mean, that's just the way she goes, boys. That's mostly a joke. Anyway. We're almost at 42,000. Well, actually, we're gaining, like, maybe, on average, when you factor in consumables, 100 points a room. Probably less. Probably, maybe 50 points of room was actually fair. So if we're gaining 50 points of room, that means we can eke out maybe another... nah, we don't need it. Another 1,000 before we start to factor in bosses again. We're going to come back this way, so we don't need to hit that room necessarily. So that could take us to 43. And then who knows how the boss rooms go for us. I mean, they're going to give us a completion bonus. Just the same way rooms give us a completion bonus. I'm starting to feel like this gambit was like the smartest thing we've done this game. And it seems to be working out pretty nicely so far. Like, I feel like this boss fight on the right cannot be Delirium. Is that not a Mimic? One thing we could do is, there's gotta be like a teleport card that I've been ignoring, right? And also, what are we gonna do with, Yera? I haven't even considered it, but... that's a good question. I mean, the Devil plus Algiz is pretty solid for taking out Delirium, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get like, I don't even want Pageant Boy. Maybe we'll get like the box from a boss, and then we can make something happen there. Because like this is not giving us very much money to do that. We're almost done with our incredibly simple and annoying way to maximize our points on this run. We got up to about 43,000. I don't know, maybe 50 is within striking range. Okay, we've killed everything but bosses. So I feel like you now go for the least likely to be Delirium, but I sort of feel like all of them are, if not equally likely, at least close. Okay, so we got Monstro 2. Nothing wrong with that. Spider Mod, don't mind it. Then we got this guy. Yeah, I did feel like that was plausible. Okay, so I'm gonna use my Algiz up here. I turned my Algiz on. I used my Algiz rune today. You get the idea, though. I also could kill these other enemies in order to get, excuse me, in order to get our, Lusty Blood stats up as much as possible, but I don't really care about that now. I feel like the raw damage output we get from being able to stand right next to him is like 100 times better. Can we leave the Delirium fight when we finish? Because I'd like to kill the other bosses. Dude, Tarot Cloth Algiz, the most beautiful gift you could have ever given me. Shall we? Okay, yeah, we can. Alright, let's go do that then. We still have Yera. I have no... Wouldn't be a Northernlion run without a little moment like that, but honestly, I think I can leave this daily and feel like, god damn it, we did a good thing today. Top 100? Nah, not likely. Top 200? Maybe. Maybe we're talking. But certainly I think this one it puts us back on pace. You know, back on pace to respectability. I'm telling you, dude, some of these bosses are fucking with us. They're actually just like too strong. Or they know exactly where to go to hit me and they do it very quickly. Maybe the caffeine hasn't hit the bloodstream yet. We're not picking up any items. In fact, we've actually we've lost points since doing this, which is actually hilarious, but let's go finish this off. It just wouldn't feel right to leave without, you know, having tackled everything available, you know? We left some pages of the record book untouched. So now we're out. All right, how do I rate today's daily? Well, honestly, it was a fun Azazel daily. You don't always get fun Azazel dailies. Some of them are just like steamrolls. Some of them you get to Mom, you got no way out after you get to that Mom fight. But this one, this was a good Azazel daily. Azazel daily. LeBron Azazel doesn't really work, but anyway, let's use our Yera rune for nothing at all. And then exit the run. Probably be around 44,000. No, we really barely moved at all. But we're in 109th, which I think is really good today. And there's your leaderboards. Any friends that have done this one yet? Europa. God damn it. 50th place with a death? What a world. For now, though, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.